Welcome to the show.
Wow, I thought the alien come to Earth, man.
You're with me, Ahmad, from the Clan Podcast.
Yeah. And for me, Achik from the Paranormal Consultants.
Selamat datang semua.
Yeah, selamat datang. Dalam segmen
Sembang
Mambang.
Okay, Cik. Ini dah episod keberapa ni, Cik?
Okay, malam ni kita dah episod yang keempat.
Kejam pelik kan? Dah episod nombor 4 kan? Tapi kita layan lagu ni dulu lah. Kita habis kat sini. Faham? Yeah.
Wow, meletup.
Okay, Cik, ni dah episod keempat.
Betul, Mat.
And also from this segment Sembang Mambang, kita dah dapat banyak DM pun yang korang play story-story yang kita dah dapat kan, Cik?
Betul sekali. So this is a very good engagement lah dengan semua yang di luar sana yang mendengar. Alhamdulillah thank you for your support.
Dan apa yang korang nak kita bawakan di dalam studio. So Cik, for tonight we have a special guest in the house.
Mat, asal kau tukar orang putih?
Why?
Sebab is it because of a special guest?
Of course.
Okay. Now TCFI lah. Alright, okay. Jangan kasih aku adjust. Okay. Alright, dah.
Okay dah?
Okay, done.
Okay, gang. So welcome to the show. Let us welcome our guest for tonight. Kita ada. We have with us Sonia and Cici in the house. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes. They are from The Wanderers.
Yes, the Wanderers. Okay.
Alright. Okay, I heard about this one, The Wanderers. Somehow, somewhere in our local, online newspaper.
Serious ah?
Like familiar lah this lady. And then this guy beside her. Okay. I know him also.
Okay. So basically, these are the guests that have been traveling with you, maybe, or have been in your expedition and something like that. Is that true, Achi?
Yes, actually, truthfully, Cici Castillo is not somebody who is new in the paranormal industry as well.
Okay. Now that I know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not into the paranormal thing, So that's why we have Achik with me. So he can, kumpulkan all the jin in a bottle and, present it to us in this episode. So, okay, let us welcome Cici and Sonia. So, can you introduce yourself, please? Sonia, yeah, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm also very new to the paranormal scene, I think.
Serious ah?
Same.
Same, right? We're newbies.
Oh, yes, same. Okay. Achik, you're the oldest here, so please go on.
No lah, I'm also very new lah. I just opened TikTok last year.
Okay, guys, the Weekend Wanderers. At first, it was that name that was given, kan?
That's right.
Why the Weekend Wanderers? Do you guys only go out on Saturday and Sundays to do your thing? So how does this name came about? Yeah, please.
Yeah, normally we used to go out during the weekends. During COVID time. Then after that,
borders open and the jinn were all let out of the bottle.
Yes. The jinn over
Genies
the border.
out of the Singapore tiny bottle. And now we're just the wanderers because, it's not just on the weekends anymore.
Oh, okay. So actually, that you went out overseas, no more just local Singapore.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, before COVID, we were all over the place as well. But with COVID and its restrictions, we were contained within Singapore. And a lot of our explorations and the things that we were interested in and were doing were local. And then, of course, once borders opened, that passion for exploration should not just be
In Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that attitude you take everywhere.
Wow.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's from a passion, Their passion. Sounds like we,
Yeah,
Wow.
I would say so.
So what do you guys really find it thrilling for you guys to go on? You guys do hikings, right? And what are some other things that you guys do?
We do search for some abandoned places during overseas also.
Okay.
I think it's multi-disciplines, right? It's not exploration. And if you have a thirst for adventure, and it should not just be confined to a single discipline. Right. It's an attitude that you take towards life. So if you have that attitude towards life, then everything is new and everything could be an adventure. So we don't just hike, we don't just climb mountains. We urbex, and then we dabble you more with the paranormal.
Wow. Okay, I just want to ask this one question since you are talking about urbex, right? Okay, what are the essential gear that you always bring when you explore or when you're doing urbex? And how do you prepare for any unexpected things?
Sacrifice one of the group.
I want to join that group.
But it's essential gear.
What's the essential gears that you bring?
A torch.
Torch.
Torch. We have our own set of equipment. We carry walkie-talkies,
Okay.
so that we're in constant contact with each other, especially in places where network may not be so good, right? Torchlight, of course, because these places that are abandoned obviously have no more electrical power, so you do need to find your way. An essential piece of equipment is always go with your partner. Never ever go without. So, and
It's
I
like
know
a
why
buddy
he's
system,
looking
right?
away.
What's wrong?
Do you feel something in the studio? Don't tell me that, please. Huh?
I can say something, huh?
So it's good that you guys are doing this as a buddy system in a way, right?
You kind of have to.
Yeah, you have
especially
to,
when
yeah.
you have predisposed tendencies. Like I know Cici's and he knows mine, so we look out for each other. Yeah, but there are times when it's inevitable that you're exploring alone, or if I'm exploring alone, because sometimes he travels without me and then I travel without him. Then, we let each other know where we are.
Okay.
That's important as well.
The communication, huh?
Communication
Yeah.
and like the last known location.
Okay, so you guys do travel alone and do it alone, is it?
Sometimes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Achik. You have that, I don't think I can do that, man. Like going alone to a certain country to do explorations, maybe in their forests or even in their caves. Wow, I cannot do that, man.
Okay, because of their exploration,
Yeah.
they went a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I check your both of your IGs. Okay, I want to ask Cici. Cici, okay, how do you handle your activities? Because it seems like when you go out, right, when you go overseas, you do a lot of activity, then you come back. It's just a matter of maybe a few days. Suddenly you just go off again.
Wow.
At your age, how do you manage?
Oh my
your things?
God, sensitive. Throw this bottle at you.
No lah, I think time
Just
management
same what?
time management is important. You have to plan what you do, where you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, time management lah. You ask about age, what? That's why you only give 2 sentences.
Bloody hell.
Sensitive lah.
How about any supplements?
Wow.
Do you get
No
healthy
lah,
stuff?
because I think we do have a training every Saturday, which give us energy, not energy, kind of stamina to do things other than hiking and the bikes.
Wow,
Nice.
fitness,
Fitness,
Yeah, you are going to have to be of a certain level of fitness to do these things. Remember, like some of these abandoned hotels have got no more lifts. You have to walk up 14 floors.
Okay.
So you do need,
You need
a
that.
minimum base level of fitness, I would say, to
Let's
do
say if I
some of
want to
these
join
activities.
you guys, right? What do I have to do first? Do I really have to, be fitness? Need to be fitness ready? Do I have to train myself before I can join you guys to go travel maybe to Nepal or even to hike Bukit Timah?
That's actually one of our trainings on Bukit Timah. But I think it depends on what activity you sign up for, because we have a plethora of different activities. Depending on what it is that you choose to do with us, we have assessments, because we want you to be safe and we want you to be prepared for the activity that you signed up for. So, I guess before you join any of our trainings, you have to let us know what you want to do.
Okay, such as what? What do you guys have in your list? Let's say in your list, right? What do you guys have for like a person like me to join in? Like the first few, what are they? You can just mention it.
Hiking.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got local hiking and then we've got Malaysian hikes.
Wow.
Got
Yeah.
overseas hike other than Malaysia.
Yes.
Okay.
And then of course, what the training prepares you for is levels of activity,
Okay.
right? So if you start off with hikes and then you move off into the Malaysian hikes, and then from there you can springboard into the other activities like climbing Mount Kinabalu. You can climb Kilimanjaro with us. Those are the hiking, trekking activities. Then we've got parabacs as well. How you prepare for parabacs, it's not just a physical thing, it's also a mental and an emotional preparation that is required because of the nature of that activity.
Okay, so basically for like, do you bring the people to the local places first? Let's say Old Changi Hospital, or things like that before you go out and do your parabags activities.
Well, first I'd like to say that it's illegal. And it is considered trespassing if you go to Old Changi Hospital. But okay, I shall not say any more.
Stop.
I think that's good.
About that.
Okay.
But there are some places which are quite sensitive locally. However, overseas it's a little bit more lax. The rules are not quite as stringent overseas as they are here locally. So you do have to do your research before you go. Gather some local knowledge. Never go into any of these situations blind. You have to be armed with a bit of knowledge.
Armed with a bit of knowledge. So the knowledge comes from the practices that we have in terms of the thinking mindset of the gene, or or how does it work?
That's one aspect, and then of course on the ground the physical limitations of the place. If it has a caretaker, do you have the caretaker's permission? And then of course Google is a great help. Finding out the background information about the place helps as well. All of that play a part before you go, right? When I said just now you bring a partner, you also do your research. There's a whole host of things that need to be done.
So it's not easy actually.
Of course.
To do an activity just like doing a parabags activity, you need to have that knowledge. You need to have that a group of people who you trust, and they trust you, because when you're going overseas, you don't have anybody else. You just have that group of people.
You have your hike leads, and you have your activity leads. You have your local experts, so to speak, and then you have a host of people in the background that you can just pick up the phone and just call in case you need that type of help.
Right. I think on my part, right, when we go overseas, it's totally different. I think different kind of world, because if you do it locally, right? If you do it locally, then anything is you're very near to home. You can just take a Grab, come back. But overseas, you might also. I think we cannot expect things might be smooth. Things might turn the other way around.
For your group, actually, for your group, you have ever did together with Sonia and Cici before, right?
Yes.
Overseas trips, right? So how does it work? How do you guys plan a trip to go overseas? Be it the admin side, and also taking in people to go into all these trips, because you need timing, and also you need a fee to make a trip over there, with a big group. How do you do it, Cici?
Me?
Yeah. Me.
Well, logistics is a nightmare. This is part of what I do is I organize and I curate experiences for people. So the logistics part of it, or the behind the scenes planning, when you bring a group of people out, you're going to have to think, how are you going to transport them? Where are you going to put them up at night? What are the different things that you want to show them? It does require a bit of effort. And then you put the whole package together. And then, of course, you offer it to people. And people who are interested do sign up and do come. But because there are so many different types of activities offered, they have a choice. People who are interested in the paranormal or urbexing, then they choose this activity. Those that are in the hiking and the trekking, then they choose that. But the basis of organization for all of them is very similar, right? And to look after a group requires, in my personal opinion, requires a certain set of skills. Because you don't just have to manage the logistics of it all, you have to manage the people. And people's expectations.
That's the one.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's
for both of them to do a lot of things. Obviously
That's
it's
a
not
lot.
easy. Yeah,
That's a lot
it's
of
not
stuff.
easy. Okay, okay. Now we link up to the paranormal part.
Yeah. Sembang mambang.
So excited.
Have you ever? Okay. Have you ever had any eerie or unexplained paranormal experience while you're backseeing or while you are doing your exploration, your hiking? Maybe you can share one
Yeah,
experience.
give us one in Singapore, one overseas, please.
Singapore.
Nothing, eh? Cici. Singapore.
Sini lah, Ci.
Which one?
Should start with Singapore.
Which one?
I don't know if this one is mad. Okay.
Okay, please, yeah.
So he's known in the paranormal scene for doing things that most people would not do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, I do things that not much people do, like sleeping in the cemetery, abandoned graveyard itself.
Okay.
Yeah, like if they exhume it, right, and it's
Yeah.
empty, he'll go in.
Wow.
Then I will
Extreme.
pull nails from the trees.
I saw one video. You become Tarzan, Hanging at the tree. Banyan tree, the hanging
My-
thing.
my
I've
favorite.
got new footage of that. He was doing that in Nepal as well.
Serious lah. Wow, that actually, this is
No, because
extreme.
they say that vine trees is being guided by spirits. So I want to know whether the spirit is really there. So I would love to play with all the vines.
somehow debunking it as well lah. So you really don't feel kind of people when you think any fear tak?
Berani mati.
He had a nickname before.
What's your nickname, Cici?
Balls of Steel.
Wow.
Wow, I wish I want to be like him.
Okay,
No lah, but to do this you need precaution also lah, because there's a setback for me also.
safety, one of them.
Yeah, safety.
Yeah. And
Then
also,
I think I got disturbed by this thing also before.
What happened? What happened? When was that? Is it when you're in the graveyard or when you pull out the nail?
When I pull out the nail.
Okay,
Okay.
share a bit lah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you keep
What
them in a
happened?
bottle?
No, I hold the nail and sleep with it.
Sleep with it.
So I think on the night itself, it came to my dream. Resemble my wife,
Okay.
asking me to send her back.
So it came as a lady, with resembling your wife,
Yeah,
asking you to bring back, send
to
back.
send her back.
Sorry, your wife is still around or?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Sorry.
I think you must give a bit of context. Like, why in the first place, when we talk about nails in a tree, why is it there in the first place?
Because they say that they nail the spirit to the,
On the
tree
tree,
itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
So practitioners would sort of exorcise
Yeah.
a spirit out of a person, and then they nail it to the tree so it remains
On the
stuck
tree. Yes, stuck
to
on the tree.
the tree. But what he does is he'll remove the nail, setting it free, right, and then bringing it home. Yeah.
Then
So
3 days straight, I got this kind of dream.
3 days straight,
Yeah.
It's quite a haunting one for you. Is it? Okay lah. You okay one. Okay,
Then,
you come on.
but after it disturbed my wife, then that's it.
Okay.
Yes. Correct. There's a bit of that's beyond the level that people
Yeah.
usually takes, right?
Yeah. So guys, if you follow them, do not pull out a nail from a tree. Cici will do it for you. Thank you.
You contact him, and then he pull out, he sleep.
just let him know where it is. Pin location.
Yeah, pin location, guys. Okay, for Sonia, how about you? One overseas trip that you remember that you've got disturbance before when you went to that trip until when you return to Singapore, it's still there and you can't get over it. Is there any?
I think I've had my fair share of experiences. I've gotten more sensitive over time, spiritually as well, because I do spiritual trips as well. What's a memorable one?
Bali.
Oh,
Wow.
Bali.
oh no.
Please, yeah.
Okay, come on. That oh no is good.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Bali with another group, and I'm very attracted to water. There is some backstory to that, but I'm not supposed to speak about that too much. But I am very attracted to water, And we had gone to an abandoned wood carving factory.
Wow. Okay.
And from there, because I'm recce party, I go ahead
Yeah. Yeah.
of everyone. And I was doing a perimeter check, and I was very attracted to the back area where there was a river. Not a very small river, but nonetheless, you can hear water. I was very attracted to it, and they could not remove me from that spot. Like, I was adamant about going there, and no amount of pulling me away would help. And finally, when they felt like they could break that spell, so to speak, then they pulled me away. But I was almost in a trance-like state.
Wow.
And then they said that as they were pushing me out, I tried to enter another abandoned building. And along the way, I had picked up frogs and tried to eat it.
Oh.
And there were offerings on the street, and I picked those up and I ate those too.
Bali.
And then when we were closer to the hotel, apparently I picked up frangipanis and ate those. So there is footage of that which has yet to be released. It's been 2 years.
Wow.
Joseph Dakota, if you're watching.
Please.
Yeah. So what?
So, and then of course when we got back to the hotel, they washed my feet, hands and face kinda, and then put me to bed. But all I kept saying was, I'm hungry. And that's why I was eating all these things, and I'm hungry. And they just like bundled me up and put me to bed.
Okay, but do you remember anything that happened to you? Like, yeah?
I mean, it's kind of vague. But if I'm picking things up off the street, I must have been really starving.
Yeah.
But so they said trance-like state. We never really got to the bottom of it. And I think I rested for a while, and then I kind of came out of it.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think it's either you really starving, or if it's not you, then it's that.
Yeah.
Frogs. Wow.
Okay, based on this, I'm like follow up on this story, right?
Yeah.
So do you actually, do you do kind of like precautions in spiritual form of things like, rituals, some prayers, or talisman, kind of thing? Can you share? Do you actually come up from that?
Me, talisman.
Both of you, anyone, anything on spiritual protection?
So far, no.
For
Yeah, because as for me, I love to test all these myth and like they say, if you swim at night, you will be pulled by some spirit, water spirit.
Yep.
I've been to some reservoir up on the hill. I swim alone at night.
But if you wear pants, the thing won't appear.
Guys, okay. But disclaimer, this is only professional, so yes, do not swim alone at night.
Yeah,
alone.
I think you'll better have a disclaimer, like, don't try these things.
Yeah, they are professionals. They've been doing this for years, guys. Don't try this tomorrow at East Coast Park.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah, this is story sharing. But it's interesting,
In regards of talisman or protection, I think I don't have.
But let's say if you go to the point of this is quite heavy for me. Have you been there? Like, okay, this one I cannot tahan already. So do you have anything like prayers at least? No.
Wow. So you just go,
Everything go.
Balls of steel.
Yeah.
Normally, I will conjure them.
Conjure.
I will ask them to come out.
I think she's done doing now.
I cannot follow them, guys. I cannot follow them.
How about for Sonia? Do you have that?
I do a set of certain things before and after, like some precautionary things that you can do before. I naturally have a high aura, so I naturally repel. But it doesn't mean that they don't sap me of my energy. And when my energy is low is when I can really feel compulsion.
Yeah.
Like when they pull me to the edge of a ledge, and that's where Cici usually is to pull me back.
Wow.
That's why when we go out together, we will monitor each other. Because this thing tend to attract us to the ledge, to the edge of the building.
Correct. That's why I think body system is important, essential.
It's critical.
That's correct. But do you feel
survival.
at the point of time when you can sense something is wrong already at the point of time when Sonia is going like wandering alone at one side, and then Cici, you can feel it, is it? Or you can say, like, what is she doing over there?
Yeah, he watches. He watches me. But so when they do set me off my energy, I've spoken about this before as well as on your show and also in person, that we are all energetic beings with a vessel. Right? We all run on a certain electrical volt. And they feed off of your energy. So if you are a big battery, a high,
Voltage.
big, massive aura, they're going to want to feed off you.
Yeah lah, like buffet already lah.
Yeah.
Too lot of things.
So one is having a high natural aura helps. It doesn't mean that they're not going to try and sap you of your energy. And then, of course, stating your intention to me is extremely important. When I'm on the ground and I'm about to go in somewhere, I put it out there, and I just kind of say it to myself, but kind of to the space in front of you also. And I'm not here to change anything. I'm only passing through. I'm not here to cause any harm or expel you from this place.
Okay.
I'm just passing through. So stating your intention to me is important. And then that's the before. And then safeguarding yourself in certain ways. Then, of course, you have the after. Washing your feet before you enter your home. Never going straight back to your place of accommodation. Stopping somewhere else first. Breaking that attachment, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are things that you do over the lights of your shoulders. So there are some precautions that you can take. I'm not saying they're fail-safes. I'm saying that why not do them if they offer you a sense of protection and give you a better chance of being safe.
Yeah, I mean, like we did that night walk, not night walk. What is it called?
Night activity.
Yeah, night activities, right? And you did that for some of us, right, Achik?
Yes.
Yeah, and they were feeling scared and all that after the activities. So they actually asked for some prayers to be read out, and then also that kebas, they say the kebas, right?
Yeah. Whichever your religion is,
Correct.
invoke your personal protections.
Yeah, Cici, you were smiling on me.
It's an extreme. Okay, so actually, just to share with the viewers, this is not. You can see people are doing it very easily. You can see from their posting. It's like, they are going here. They go up here. They go urbex. They go parabags. But when things happen, it's real. This is very. It's quite.
It's no small
risk.
matter.
Yes.
What they see is the glam parts of it, but you don't know what really happens behind the scenes. You don't know what goes into the prep. You don't know about some of the things that may or may not have happened.
Correct. And I would like to say kudos to Sonia actually, because sometimes she is abroad and she has to manage another activity that is upcoming. I don't know how you put your folders.
So you're messaging her when she's overseas.
In the group chat, so we are putting everything. Okay, the bars, everything. So I was like, then finally I come to the realization. Are you back in Singapore? No, we are coming down on the 10th. Okay.
So while you're doing all that texting, we are still walking 17 kilometers at elevations of 5,416 meters above sea level.
I'm looking at the message.
But good. The satellite very near, ma.
It's not like what you said. These are all the glam in front of the camera. The first thing for me is when I want to join a group. First, I need to see the experience that you guys have, and secondly, the safety. Whatever you guys are doing in terms of.
We take what we do very seriously.
Yeah, but what's going to happen when this A happen to you? This is who we're going to contact. If this B happens to you,
all have our practitioners, right? A broad term for that would be our own practitioners of various faiths. And those are all a phone call away. They don't necessarily have to be with us, but they have to be within close contact. Just a phone call.
You have to be ready when you call them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In case of any emergencies, and once the problem becomes bigger than we can handle, because of course, right? We're not experts of our fields. We are not gurus or shamans or of that nature. We're not. So we do have people that we can call.
Okay, I got one question for Cici on this. I need his opinion. Okay, what is your point or opinion in the overlap between urbex and paranormal? Are they complementary or are they actually distinct?
I think it comes together because when you go to urbex, mostly to abandoned places where it being left for quite a long time. So spirits, I think, will be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
paranormal thing and bags doesn't.
Goes together. Eh?
Yeah, goes together.
Nice.
Okay.
You're saying they do go together, right? Yeah.
So you when you are doing your herb bags as well, you also look into the the paranormal part of things. That means like Sonia is feeling. Then for you, if you find nails, you tarik all this. you do that. That means on you're doing your trips.
Yeah. So now, do you scold him when he did that sometimes?
I know better than to scold. Just like he knows better than to say something to me, right? Like we allow situations to unfold within certain limits.
Okay.
Right? Like he sees me walking alone, then he knows he has to keep a closer eye. Just like when he disappears, and he's very fond of disappearing, and that's how he has a hashtag, "Where is Cici?" Because I'm forever asking, "Where is Cici?"
The hashtag is it?
The hashtag. That's how the hashtag came about. Because when he comes on my walks and stuff, right? And I turn around to look for him because he usually sweeps for me. I'm in front and he's at the back. I can't find this bugger. And I end up asking the entire group, and I have a very loud voice. So when I ask, "Where is Cici?" And then he usually, "I'm here." And he's somewhere in the forest, away from everybody else.
Hey, but that's good. In a group, you have somebody, like this. So there'll be more explorations and, you can find out more things.
Well-
yeah. What do you think?
Like commando, this guy.
Yeah. So, so we have our own different personalities, but
Yeah.
complementary at the same time. And because we've been partners for so long, we know each other's weaknesses and strengths. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, that's why when we go for exploration or into the forest, I always tell them, "You cannot see me, but I can see you."
Wow.
Itu tagline, right? That's quite a tagline. You can see me, but you can't see me, but I can see you.
Nice one. Okay, let us talk more about the latest explorations that you guys went out to. Is it? I heard it was to Nepal, right?
Well, that was for a trekking.
Oh, trekking.
Yeah,
you can
it was
talk more about
five.
that, yeah.
Five of us had gone off to Nepal. It's not my first time to Nepal, so I think I have a deeper, more spiritual understanding of Nepal beyond the trekking.
Okay.
But I'm actually really interested to know, like, what you guys think of Nepal. Like, when you say Nepal, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
It's close to India.
Mountains,
And
snow.
fair lady over there.
Oi?
Nepal, yeah.
Itu lain cerita.
Ya, alamak lain episod dah. Ni sembang mambang dah.
But I think one of it is maybe on the faith is a bit more secluded, kind of from the mainstream.
Okay, so that's what you think,
Yeah.
right? And then you thought of all of that. But for a first timer, I'd like to hear what
Yeah, the place that we went where they burn the
bodies.
bodies.
Ashwati.
That one is, I think the vibes. I totally cannot go in. Really.
Something happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
Please.
when I try to enter the place, the vibes is totally out of. I don't know why I cannot go in. I cannot even watch the processes of they burn the body.
So how do you guys end up there? Can you tell us more about that? Yeah.
So this particular Nepal trip was a trekking trip, and we were going to do a trek called Annapurna Circuit. It is around the Annapurna circuit. It's called a circuit because you go around the Annapurna range. It's a range of mountains.
Okay.
And it is a trek around it. But because it's my friend's first time to Nepal, it's not my first time, but it's theirs. I wanted to show them sides of Nepal outside of the trekking.
All right.
So I arranged for a city tour for them to see some historical sites as well as some religious sites. Now, in Nepal, the major faiths are Hinduism and Buddhism. You do have some smaller minorities. But because of the two big faiths, there are places that you can visit like Pashupati, which is a World Heritage Site, where it's a Hindu temple, it's a sacred Hindu temple, but they also perform Hindu cremations.
Okay.
And the vibe and energy of this place was so strong that he couldn't even enter.
I think I got the warning before I go in,
Yes.
because you know the thing that they carry the body,
Like a stretcher.
a master stretcher. Before I went in, the thing fell right in front
Right
of me.
in front of him, like preventing him from going any further. And we all were shocked because
It's a loud bang.
yeah,
That one
because
it
it's a
hit my head.
metal stretcher. And it's to transport the bodies from the van where they do final rites and stuff in other temples, and then they bring the body. They can also perform the final rites in that temple on site, but that's what they use to transport, and then they cremate there on the banks of a river. Now, this is a Hindu tradition.
Okay.
To cremate as quickly as possible, and it's usually done next to water because you release the ashes in the water, because all water bodies are believed to be linked to the Ganga, the holy river in India. All water bodies. So as long as you get the ashes to water,
Okay.
yeah. But that was really something else. He couldn't, because I kept saying, "Come in, come in. I want to show you where they cremate the bodies," and he just couldn't. And he said, "I'll wait for you outside," but he wouldn't tell me anything else. Then. And then later on he said he couldn't even enter.
Is it the heavy-hearted, the feeling of it, or do you sense something in terms of your thinking, or is it your emotion at the
No,
point of
I
time?
think because of the sign that
the first-
given. Yeah.
Okay.
But okay,
Stop me from
do you
going.
feel that kind of vibes in our local, or
No.
never before?
Oh.
No. So
But
this is your
it's happened
first.
before also in Mawa.
Pulau Mawar, yeah, Pulau Mawar also same. The one that I saw KK.
Yeah, I think if you want to ask us for stories, we got tons of stories to share. But this one in particular, it's about being warned not to go any further. So it's not the first time he's had that warning.
Okay, okay. Pulau Mawar.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Okay, what happened there? Yeah, please. Cici.
It'll just go from story to story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw one of our. If KK is listening, I think I saw a person who resembled him, where they went to all of them went to the right side, but I saw this guy who resembled KK Heng went to the left side. So I just follow this guy, but I say, when I look at my map, it's not the correct way. So I think it prevent me to go to the place that they went. Because I think if I went there also, I would climb up the cliff. Things will happen already.
Oh,
Wow.
extreme, eh? This is okay.
I mean, he gets warnings and he heeds the warnings.
Yeah.
So that's
normally
the
when I
good
get
thing.
warning, I will just
You stop.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, that thing's actually. I mean, like when we're dealing with this kind of environment, right? Especially if it's not our local environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to enhance our safety precautions.
Correct.
Which I believe, Cici, you really. How about your wilderness knowledge about in the jungle kind of thing? Okay, when you deal with such thing, right? When you see this kind of thing, every time you back out, or do you, like just now you were sharing with us that you will pursue further?
Yeah, normally I will follow through, see where does it goes. But if there's something that not right, then I will just pull back.
Until that feeling, like that feeling that
Yes.
you know of, that often comes, then you know that you stop, right? Wow.
So that means got the limit there.
There's a limit to it, lah.
Can.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's the last question here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
For Cici and Sonia, both of you, each of you answer each. Okay. So if you're given an opportunity to explore haunted or abandoned sites, okay, in the whole world, and let's say that don't count the trespassing part, lah. Let's say you can go in.
Can go.
Okay, for Sonia, where would you want to go?
Where would I want to trespass? Is it?
No, not
That's
trespass.
what you're really asking me. That's the real question. Right? Where would I really
Your
want
dream
to
place,
trespass? I think that in terms of a structure, for a structure, I would love to explore some of the European castles that have seen a lot of death. Because those places would be off the charts, you know, that sort of negative energy. But that's for structure. If you talk about a natural setting like a forest, perhaps, I had always wanted to go to Suicide Forest in Japan and Aokigahara. And we did that. We did that in August.
Nice.
Can
Yes.
I ask later on about the suicide forest?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, please.
Okay, that one we can talk about that. But to a forest that I have not been, I think I would love to explore some of the older Balkan island type of
Understand? Yeah.
forest, which is steeped in lore, like Icelandic lore. Where do some of these stories come from? The beginning of white witchery. That sort of a forest. It's where I would want to explore. I'm not saying that our tropical Southeast Asian forests don't hold any mysticism. They do. Like, I've been to Gunung Ledang where our eyes were covered and we were walking in circles. But because those seem so much older, so I'm just curious about it. But there are places in India as well, Nepal even, which are like some of the older religions. There's Hinduism and even predating Hinduism. So I'm very attracted to the older stories and the laws and the legend. So that's where I would.
How about Mr. Commando Cici?
Yes.
like what Sonia say, I would love to spend a night at Aokigahara Forest.
Okay, this is a forest, yeah?
I think Japan, there's a lot of place to explore.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm thinking, right?
Even before we went Mount Fuji also, we did explore Abex down there also.
You guys went to the forest, is it? Suicide Forest, is it?
Aokigahara
Yes, it's called
Forest.
Aokigahara.
Aoki.
Gahara.
Gahara.
Yes.
So how does it goes over there? Do they have all these great threads and all that in the forest? That's what I've seen on TV.
We did see a lot of
Ribbon.
rebirths in the forest itself.
Yeah.
So do
But-
you have tour guide there, or you just go on?
Oh, we just went.
But I think the vibes down there is totally you can't feel it in Singapore because there's no insect, no cicada sound, no silence.
Wow.
Totally silent.
Total and complete silence.
How does it work when there's no,
It's a very dense.
Yeah.
It's mostly pine. And then when you look up at the canopy, not a lot of light gets through. So it's quite dark. And it's very mossy. So I'm usually the scientific literal one in all of this. And I would think that the moss absorbs a lot of sound. But to not have a single chirp from a bird, not a single cicada heard. How do you explain that in a forest that's supposedly teeming with life?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be minks and foxes and
Hey, I saw Ming.
yeah, he saw the mink, but no sound. And the thing about the terrain is that if you do not walk the path, which is very common for us, the ground has got many holes and it's riddled with many overlapping roots. So if you get your foot stuck, you're stuck. And there's not many people around, not many people walking the trails.
But it kept pulling us further
Oh, it
in.
kept calling us.
Keep calling us to go in.
It kept calling us to go deeper and deeper.
How long were you guys in the forest?
A couple of hours,
Yeah.
right?
You guys did find your way out. Is it easy to find your way out, or do you have a system that you guys follow that you guys follow?
I have a system.
Yeah, she normally use landmark to
Yeah.
to recognize.
So once I go in, then I don't use maps. So if I go my way in, I can reverse out.
That's a good skills, yeah?
Yeah. Wow. In that
Nice.
forest, suicide forest, right?
What that
Yes.
asylum?
One day we
That
hopefully like,
asylum.
got budget we go.
Yeah, I had to find my way out into complete darkness because I didn't have my equipment or my bag.
Okay. So you guys just went in without any equipment. You were saying just now.
Oh, there was another time that was in a forest. I had to find my way out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did. So he knows that you put me in a forest, I'll be all right.
Okay. Wow, Achik. Wow, I was
Scratching the surface, man.
No, I mean like the one that you guys went to that suicide forest. That's
Yeah.
what I always want. That's where I always wanted to go. You know.
go.
So we're going. So can I share a little bit about
Yeah, please,
upcoming
please.
upcoming
please.
activities?
Go ahead. Yep.
We have an Indian trip
Okay.
in February, so I'm thinking that could be a special for the Parabags, where instead of like what we've been doing now, we're already onto our fourth or our fifth Parabags.
Wow.
Fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're about to go. In fact, tomorrow we're going for that. But aside from just Southeast Asia, eventually we are going to move further and further out because there's so much to explore,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Why should we limit ourselves? So I was thinking, and just me talking out loud, having this discussion now, that once every 6 months, we should have something like huge, spectacular, and on large scale.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, because I have an Indian trip where we will be going to see how the Aghoris dip in the Ganga,
Wow.
and also to Varanasi after that. Then in between, there's a local train experience for everyone. And then after that, but no singing and dancing on top of the train. You don't be fooled by all the Bollywood.
The
None
Bollywood,
of that is true.
That means
Yeah.
Ashwarya don't have lah.
Ashwarya.
That's south of India.
Yeah.
This is north of India.
Okay.
So then we go to Varanasi. Varanasi is the spiritual center of North India. And there you get to witness many spiritual things. You get to meet Aghoris, speak to them. And this will be co-led by a guru. So he'll be there to take care of that bit.
Nice.
And then I'll get, I'll put the whole thing together. But I was thinking that would be an amazing opportunity for people who want to get closer to a religion, not necessarily embrace it, but to learn about religions, to open your mind,
Yep.
and to see spirituality right in front of you on the ghats and along the banks of the Ganga.
Correct.
Nice.
So that's
Okay.
in February.
Let's see if the viewers or listeners want to join in. So how do they approach?
Well, they can reach out to Cici or me,
Yeah, Sonia.
to either of us,
Yeah.
and ask, because we have a Telegram group where we broadcast all our different activities, where our training schedules are, where the upcoming trips are. It's not just spiritual trips. It's not just trekking, right? As we say, if adventure is an attitude, you take that with you throughout. You could have a gastronomic adventure if you're trying new food. And then in Japan, we'll be back in Japan. So if you want to come to the Suicide Forest, you have to come with us in
You guys
September.
need to follow them.
Yes.
Guys, come on.
September. So we're giving you ample time,
Yeah.
ample notice.
For me to
Plan
get
your
ready.
leave.
Yeah.
Plan your leave.
I need to train my stamina. This is the most
Yes.
important one.
And then we'll also be doing urbexing in Japan.
In Japan,
It's called Haikyo.
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 So we'll be doing a bit of urbexing. There is a trek, which is optional. And then there's also going to be Suicide Forest.
Nice.
Okay,
And
what's the name of your Telegram?
Yeah. Please
It's
tell them.
called, what's it called?
Wanderers?
Wanderers, I think. I have to check.
Okay, Ken. The
But-
Wanderers or Wanderers?
The Wanderers.
Oh my
The
God.
Wanderers.
The
Okay.
Wanderers.
Is it called? I think it's called the Wanderers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're also in social media, right? Both of you?
Yes.
Insta.
Wanderers
So-
Walk.
It's called Wanderers Walks.
Wanderers
Wanderers
Walks.
Walks.
Okay. Join their
Okay,
Telegram, the
guys.
Wanderers
We can
Walks.
share the link.
Yeah,
to
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can see all the different trips that we have. You can just join us for whatever, even if it's just the local trainings. We do have some interesting things locally. Night walks. Even you've been on my night walk,
Yep.
Achik.
Nocturnal walk, yeah.
Yes. And we do those things. And then, of course, ask all the questions that you want. We'd be happy to answer any of them. And then, basically, you get to see the schedule of events.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, Mat. So
Yes.
there's a lot of informative, educational factor. But
Correct.
I actually wants to know more, but we can call them again. Okay, before we end this session, this episode. Okay, Sonia and Cici, any motivational or advices to people who wants to either go parabags, urbex, hiking? What are the common things that you can share with them?
Train. Research.
Okay, train
train.
TikTok give train. Train, fitness train
For your
It's
stamina,
all-
man.
It's
Nice.
about your stamina. Then if you want to go for urbexing or some abandoned place, do some research on it.
Nice. Research. Okay.
On my part, I would advise people, do not do this alone. Number one, please, if you go with people, go with reputable people who know what they're doing. Don't just blindly follow. Now, a lot of times we give these disclaimers because there are youngsters who see it as really cool. Wow, look at these places we want to go explore. But they don't know the hidden dangers.
Yeah.
They go in blind. Now, I can tell you of many, many instances where we are out urbexing and we come across and we bump into youngsters, teenagers, and then they're lost. And they're going in circles, and then they end up asking us, are you going to this place? And we're like, yeah, are you going to that place? And like, yeah, we've been searching for it, but we cannot find it. I'm like, how did you hear of it? Oh, we saw it on social media. So that's the danger of social media. You're not going to get a lot of information or a lot of details on that social media post. They are mostly glory posts.
Yeah.
Right? So they see it and they go, oh, it's so cool. I want to see it. I want to go. And then they go in blind. You know how many times we have found people and then they end up following us like little ducks, behind us until we show them the place. And I'm just saying that please
Do your research.
hook up with people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then of course do your research. Just don't do this blind. We have had instances in the papers where people get lost, right? They're looking for certain relics.
Correct.
Yep.
Like shonan and stuff. And then we've had to activate our civil defense and the Gurkhas.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's a waste of national resource.
They have
And then
budget.
it gives people like us a bad name.
True. Yeah.
So I would say that either ask people who know, go with them, do that little bit of research. And I think that's the best advice I could possibly give.
Alright. So please follow Cici and Sonia from The Wanderers. Follow their Telegram. The Wanderers Walk. Or Wanderers Walk.
Wanderers.
Sonia doesn't know.
Okay, guys. Thank
I
you,
think it's the
Sonia.
Wanderers Walks. Yeah. And then follow us on all our social media. We've got some cool, I was going to say SHIT, but we've got cool stuff.
Stuff,
Cool
guys.
stuff.
Nice.
Check them out, alright?
Yes.
Okay, thank you once again, Sonia and Cici, for coming down to the studio. Appreciate everything tonight. Actually, how was tonight's episode?
I find there's a lot of educational factor inside it, okay? Especially, the advice for the newbies,
correct, yes.
which is very, very practical, Ahmad.
Yeah.
Practical. And of course, the extreme part,
Yes. I'm gonna train myself, man.
you need to.
I'm going to the suicide forest. Hopefully.
Come. That takes place in September.
It's calming.
Okay, guys, that's it from us. Take care. We are from Sembang
Mambang.
The information provided in the Baba Clan podcast is for general informational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in the Baba Clan podcast are solely those of the altar and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any organization or individual mentioned.